Hello everyone and welcome to Tri-C round number 4 at Apex Motorsports Park. And now we're gonna get started recapping the action with right here, the world's most incredible save ever in the history of go-karting. Now you might notice right here how aggressive we're taking this curve, and it's because we are now an official member of the Curb Smashing Club. However, the smashing needs some work right here. We also have ourselves some extremely late sends right there, a little bit of a collision into the apex right here. We have ourselves a well-timed send. None of them to my advantage, as you can see. Now, once again, my front bumper hanging on for dear life as we go 3 wide, almost 4 wide into the back straight right here. A ton of crazy stuff. I do a little bit of an assistance right here for an overtake, being a good friend, being a good racer. Now, we also have ourselves 3 wide into the paper clip. I made an overtake, I get overtaken, so it is net zero. Absolutely terrifying stuff. Now, you can see here, there's a go-kart just beached on the side of the road. But right up front, we have ourselves what could have been a pretty terrifying collision. But most importantly right here, we have the world's slowest collision with the barriers, making sure to scratch just about everything on the bottom of my cart. Pretty incredible stuff going on in the practice session, as you can see right here. But now we're going to get fully started into the qualifying with some super aggressive tire warping going on in front of us right here, causing me to have myself a bit of a brake check going in right there. But as you can probably notice right here, the tire warming did not work out for them, so maybe they have to go back to the drawing board and discover how better to warm their tires. Now, this is the qualifying session. As you can see, the sun has come out, the lap times are coming in a little bit quicker now. This is the final lap of the qualifying session, and we're going to take a look at the top 10, see where we stand. So, starting third place, we are 3/10 off the leader, or 3/4 off the leader, and then another 2/3 off second place. So they're kind of a little bit in a league of their own, but we're going to see what we can do here. We are starting on the racing line, going into the little bus stop in after the straight. We're going to see if we can kind of push David along, solidify a second place, and then make sure that no one hangs it around the outside for the right-hander coming into the double right-hander. So we're going to see what we can do. It is green. We're going to see if we can stick with David right here, and we do an incredible job at it. Actually, William getting a little bit of a bump from the guy behind him, kind of slowing him down a little bit, so kind of giving us a little bit of a jump, getting into that corner right there, being able to solidify that second position right there. So right now, everything is going incredibly well for us. We're going to try and stick it in here with David and just try to hang on as much as possible before getting overtaken by the guy behind. Now, as you can see right here, as we talked about earlier, the smashing needs some improvement, getting overtaken in a spot that people normally don't get overtaken. So, a little bit of change of plans right now. We are going to try to stick together with David and William as they kind of have their extremely rapid pace. I'm going to see if I can maybe just tug into the draft with them a little bit and just try to hang on as much as I can, removing myself from the threat of 4th place. Now, once again, still trying to get these curbs a little bit figured out right here. Definitely need some work. I'm losing some time, as you can see, to the guy behind me, Rafi, as he's able to take those curves a little bit better and have a much better exit coming onto this back straight. However, thankfully, as you might recall from the last round 3, we had ourselves a peace treaty, and we are once again re-signing the peace treaty. And we have done a really good job in this peace treaty to move ourselves away from just about everybody else. First and second place are far away from us. We are in our own little race for the 3rd place, but we have plenty of time back into 5th place, so we can fight just as much as we want right now, getting in to the final 2 laps of the heat race, and we are going to try to just hang on to this podium position right here. So I know that coming up right now, he's going to try to make a move on me, so I know I need to cover off the inside. So coming out of these 2 S's, we're going to hang it a little bit tighter line, but that's going to compromise me coming into this section right here before we get into the bus stop. Now, it is super important that I take this correctly. I still am not getting the best kind of entrance / exit into the back straight right here. You're going to see he's going to try to make a move on me. I'm going to try to maybe force him a little bit more inside, but it's not going to work out. However, we still have 1 more lap to try to make a move. We're going to tuck into the slipstream. We are nice and close to him. We still have the opportunity, but as you can see here, getting it all mixed up right here. I kind of, for some reason, thought that I was going to have some space in there, clearly there was none of that space, and into the brakes I go. My right rear tire touches the grass and it just sends me sideways. But thankfully, we have probably the most incredible reactions ever to save ourselves from the slide. And thanks to our peace treaty from the beginning of the race, I had a pretty good margin to 5th place, so didn't really lose out any more from what I already had, but it kind of took the opportunity away to maybe fight for that podium position in the last 2 overtaking zones into that hairpin and into the back of the paperclip right there before the start-finish straight. So, going down 1 position, Justin Bloomfield, the number 18, had made up a ton of positions, and we're going to see Seth actually went down 2 spots. So, very, very rare from him, but a good opportunity to kind of get some points back up on him and kind of, push ourselves a little bit forward in point standing in the season, as we are now halfway through the season, coming into the main race, round number 4 of 8. So, the strategy for this start is the exact opposite. And if you're wondering why, it's because we are on the exact opposite side of the track. So what we need to do instead is hang it around the outside and try to get the inside line coming into the double right-hander before the S's, before the hairpin. So we're going to see what we can do. Clearly not the strategy that we were looking for. However, we're going to see if we can maybe hang it around through the inside, but Rafi has just enough momentum to just solidify that 3rd position right there. So right now, try to get settled. I know no one's probably going to make an overtake. I am checking back. I know that it's very unlikely to get overtaken right here, so we're going to see if maybe we can just stick with the top 3 right here. I know Rafi has pretty good pace, but the 2 out front, as you saw in the heat race, were absolutely flying. So my worry right now is that if I lose touch with Rafi and he's able to hang on to them with their draft, I'm going to be in big trouble and I'm going to lose that opportunity of that 3rd position right there. So right now, we're going to go back into our peace treaty. And we're going to try to get ourselves far, far away from Justin, the number 18, in the Ford go-kart right there. And we're going to see what we can do. It is lap number 2. It is a long, long race. We have 20 laps in total. And we're just right now getting settled in. Lap number 3. We are starting to lose a little bit of touch with both David and William Wallace, the RLB drivers right there, starting to kind of just inch away from us. So it's really going to start becoming a race for who can be in 3rd place. So really, really important that I can kind of just stick with Rafi right here. And actually, one of the good things is I'm kind of able to just pick up his lines, and then you can see I'm actually being able to take the curbs a little bit more aggressively. And it's actually like easier on the kart if you take it that way. You don't feel the rear end just slamming down. So kind of picking up a little bit from what I'm seeing behind us, but behind us is a Seth making an absolute overtaking festival for himself right here, getting 2 positions up right there in the previous laps, and then on this final lap right here, he's going to make a move on Justin right here, the number 18, Seth, making that final move right there. So, as we are now halfway into the race, I have noticed that there is a big potential threat of a very fast Seth storming through the pack. Now, one of the things that I don't want to be happening to me is a Seth storming through me. So we're going to see what we can do. I should have made the overtake right there. I really should have kind of thrown Rafi into the storm of what is Seth right there. But we're going to see what we can do right here. Maybe I was thinking in my head, oh, I'm a little bit too far back to make the send, but we got to get a move on. We got to make ourselves past Rafi and kind of save ourselves from Seth right here and solidify that 3rd position, because ideally if I can go and get the 3rd place and then Seth and Rafi start fighting, then I can kind of inch myself further away from them and just get that podium position. Now, still able to kind of hang it real close with him right here. I really need to make this overtake coming into the S's. As you can see, this is kind of where I'm closest to him throughout the whole portion of the track. This is my greatest opportunity to make a move on him. So will I do it? No, I will not. And what is that going to do? That is going to put Seth right behind me. Now, not ideal. We're going to see what we can do here. You might notice, he's turning in just a little bit later into the double right-hander, and I think that's probably what's giving him all of that momentum coming out of it, and why I'm not able to kind of stick with him right here, and Seth making an absolutely incredibly late move on me. I did not see him. I only noticed him once I turned in. I felt something on the apex, and usually when you feel something on the apex, it's probably another kart. Now, what this means is I've kind of fallen behind to Rafi right here, fallen behind to that third position. So we got to now get a little bit of work done, kind of make sure that we don't lose the slipstream, and try to make sure that we can stick back to Rafi and get another move done, and really just solidify it this time and not let Seth overtake us. So thankfully, when this all went down, and actually not thankfully, as I get an absolute send from Seth, a very well-timed one, a great move by him actually, and my front bumper trying to hold him back, trying to keep Seth from running away from us. Now it's almost 4 wide into the back straight, and we have now lost 2 positions. Now, technically, I should have made that move for third, so I would have probably been in third rather than 6th. So things are not working out in our favor. So we're gonna see what we can do. Once again, a change of plans. We have to overtake the 18, we have to overtake Seth, but third place is far, far away from us. We're gonna see what we can do, have ourselves a little bit of a look, but we're gonna tuck right back into the racing line and not lose that momentum. Way too far behind to make a move. Now, coming into this right here, coming in through the S's right here, we see Justin tapping his head. I know he's going to make a move, so I'm going to see if I can maybe train Seth with him and giving him a little bit of the overtaking assist going in through there. Now Seth is going to be side by side with Ivan right there behind with the Chevy Kart right there, and I'm able to kind of stick it through. Justin gets a terrible line through there, giving me the opportunity to kind of get behind, but what this is going to do, I'm going to lose all my momentum coming into this back straight right here, and Seth is going to try to make a send in through the inside, 3 wide, and he's able to gain those 2 positions back. Pretty incredible stuff by him. Net 0 for me. So, what can we do here? We have made 1 position out. There's been a little bit of shuffling, but Seth is going to be really, really tough to overtake. And as you can see right here, almost sending myself home, leaving just about less than an inch on the rear tire before that deep drop off right there. Actually, in the moment, I felt myself going super wide, and I kind of just kept the pin and kind of just hoped that everything would work out, and it kind of did. So thankfully, it worked out for us and led us to fight for a final 3 laps of the race. Now, I know Justin is super eager to get behind me. I have a little bit of time to make up for Seth right here. They're also fighting behind me as well, so I gotta kind of take advantage of the slipstream that I have with Seth in front of me and see how much closer I can actually get to him right here. So he's getting really good exits coming out of the straights, and I'm just trying to tuck in, make myself super slipstream right here and see where I can gain time on him, taking slightly different lines through here, but I'm actually able to gain some time through here, get some momentum, and get right here nice and close to him onto the S's. But Justin, also behind me, has made up pretty good time. Now, it's a little bit too far back to make a send on him right here, but thankfully we still have 2 more laps to go. And coming out of the exit, we actually had a really good exit out of there, coming into this bus stop, and we are right on top of him through there. We get a wider line, a little bit of a different entry points as well. I was thinking I'd be able to carry more momentum than him, but he's actually taking a really good line through there. It seems like there's different options that you can kind of take through there, but one thing you have to do that is not an option is be decisive about your moves. As you can see, a little bit of indecisiveness right here, setting me back and getting Seth a little bit further away. I have Justin right behind me. He probably thought I was going to go for the move as well, but it just didn't happen right there. A little bit too late is what I was probably thinking. Now, we're going to see what we can do. We have 2 more overtaking zones, but unfortunately, because of that mistake that we did back then, we are just a little bit too far behind Seth right now to make a move. So we're going to go all the way out. We're going to see if maybe through here, but we miss the apex. We go too late on the brakes, and once again, making another mistake that's going to set us far behind. Now, we have 1 final and last opportunity to get the overtake on Seth. I think we're a little bit too far behind with those 2 mistakes that I made at those 2 key points of the race. Now, we are just too far back right now coming into this paper clip. However, Justin is getting an extremely good exit right there, and it's going to be a little bit of a drag race to the line. And eventually, coming in 5th place, a little bit of, I guess it wasn't really what we were expecting for the race to go. We had the opportunity to take it home in 3rd place, but probably a little bit, as we look back, the indecisiveness with making a move on Rafi and trying to get that solidified and getting myself up in front of him kind of set me back and left myself exposed to not only Seth but Justin and Ivan. and almost even Michael as well. He was pretty close in there, as you could see, to find the time to P1. It was all pretty close packed right there, and with all the fighting kind of bringing more people in the mix. So probably one of the things looking back that I need to be aware of going into the future races is realizing when is it the time to make a move. Obviously you want to work together and not fight all race long, but at the same time you also want to cover yourself from everybody else. So I guess we could take it as a learning experience. And one of the biggest things that I was worried about is, you could tell right here, Seth coming over trying to help me out. One of the biggest things I was worried about was having any chains being thrown, any cracks in the chassis or stuff like that. So actually, one of the things that that was going to be a little bit special about this weekend is I was planning on also racing K100, but on Saturday practice I actually cracked the frame, so we decided not to race on a cracked frame. So these curbs can be super aggressive. I was actually even being way softer on that kart, since it wasn't mine. I didn't want to take it as aggressive as what you saw me doing here. But thankfully, the only issues that I had with my kart after is the little wire that runs to the engine stop button had actually just came off. So I guess best case scenario. And yeah, next round, I'm going to try and get this going again. I'm going to see if we can maybe run both classes, both 206 K100 Senior. I'm kind of starting to test the waters a little bit. I want to see what I can do in the KA world, and I guess make that step up if you want to see it that way. It is for sure a step up in cost. I'll tell you that for sure. But other than that, I hope you can, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and leave a comment. Get nice and creative with it. But yeah, peace.